Hey, welcome back to Morning Light on Winnipeg's Classic 107, and really happy to have a couple of guys from Dueck Homes in the studio with me this morning. I have Cal Dueck and Josh Friesen in from Dueck Homes, and they're going to give us some tips about your current home. So welcome to the studio, you guys.
Thank you.
Nice
Pleasure
to have you here this morning. Let's start with you, Cal. Cal, first of all, tell us a little bit about Dueck Homes, when you guys started and what your mandate is.
We started in 2006, so we've been around for about 12 years. We started with a mandate to create higher quality homes, but more importantly, to create homes that are environmentally friendly. So that includes many things. It includes air quality, it includes the amount of energy we use in the home, the kind of carbon footprint the house has, how we recycle, all of those things. So it's a broad spectrum, and we try to include every aspect of the home in that in the build. So we take as many things into consideration as we possibly can, and as many things as the budget allows us to take into consideration.
And I imagine that's changed over the last, say, decade or so, about things they've discovered about how homes breathe and how homes move, and with the different innovations and stuff, huh?
Well, there are more innovations coming, but at the same time, much of this science has been available for decades. It just hasn't been known. It just hasn't been put out into the public. And our mission is to get this stuff into the public, get people to take this stuff seriously. Just like climate change, the science has been around for decades, and hopefully we start taking that kind of thing more seriously. So.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you used to be a teacher at university. So how did you switch over? That's a big switch from teaching to building homes. So what happened there?
Well, it's actually not such a big switch.
It's not such a big switch.
Not such a big switch. No.
Easy.
I get to do a lot of teaching here too with what I do, and I get to learn. I get to learn every single day, just like I did when I was teaching at the university. So that for me is a huge part of it. The universities have changed so much, and there's fewer and fewer full-time profs being accepted, and so this was one way of making a living and being able to keep up my my learning.
So what's the main thing you enjoy about being in the home building business?
I enjoy meeting the people. I enjoy doing the building a house that's a good quality house, and I enjoy the feeling of finishing a well-built, beautiful house. It's like I think it's like a work of art. For me, that's what it is. It's a work of art that we work at till we feel great about it.
Now, how difficult is it in the winter? That's what I want to know about building homes. I see these guys outside, and I admire anyone who can work outside like that in the winter. What are the challenges of working outside in the winter?
Well, the challenge always is, of course, keeping your fingers warm. Yeah. But it's amazing how adaptable we as humans are. The guys who work out there every day don't feel it. They get used to working in these temperatures.
Wow.
So
it's good. All right. Well, we need you, that's for sure. All right, Cal, let's have a chat with Josh Friesen for a minute. So, Josh, what's your role with Dueck Homes, Dueck Builders?
We partnered up 2 years ago. So between Cal and me, we kind of share hats. We do a lot of the same things. My role is more on the kind of the design side of things. That would be more my specialty. Yep.
You were the star of that commercial, weren't you?
That was
so
my
nice
radio
to meet the
face.
Star of the commercial. So tell us, I want to talk about, people are always concerned, and rightly so, about keeping their home energy efficient. Their current home, obviously a newer home, it's easier to build a home that's energy efficient. What kind of things can people do to their current home to help them?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's kind of a whole spectrum involved there. You can go anywhere. If you're going to do a full reno, then there's a lot more insulation. But if you're kind of wanting to do those sweet little touch-ups, there's things like Manitoba Hydro has a great website for doing some of the air sealing, right? Keep your windows from having drafts come through. If you turn your water heater, if you turn your water heater down 20 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll save 6 to 10%. So that's $60 a year. So little savings add up in that category for sure.
And take colder showers.
Yeah. Just get used to the cold.
I'm used to turning it up a little bit. Yeah. I like those nice hot showers. Yeah. So what do you guys focus on when you're say you go into a home and people ask you to come in? How do you figure out what the issue is with the house?
That's a good question. each home is so unique. So for us, it's crucial to get to know the homeowners and how they're using their home. If you're not using your basement a lot, well, yeah, let's do some things down there, but let's focus on keeping that main floor. So each case by case home is a little different, and so we talk to them. We get to know what their problems have been with the home, and where they could stem from, and then we start giving them ideas. Have you considered this? And the process kind of takes off that way.
So when you talk about a home as a system, what does that exactly mean?
So that means that everything we do in your home affects another part of it. Something like if you're going to replace all your windows, you have leaky dual pane windows, and we put in new triple pane windows. Now all of a sudden you're going to have prevented your house from breathing quite a bit. So now we should look at something like an HRV, right? Same thing with when you update your furnace. If you go from a mid-efficiency gas to a high-efficiency, well, now that mid-efficiency furnace was sucking in a lot of combustion air and pulling air in through the house into your home. So it was, kind of acting like the lungs of your house. And now when we put that high efficiency in, it doesn't pull air into your house. So your house, again, it's not getting that fresh air that it needs for a healthier environment inside the house. So, every little component that you think of updating, it does a lot. It's a domino effect. It affects everything.
So is it possible, and how much work does it take to, say, take a home from the 1920s and make it, perfectly breathable, and how does that work?
Yeah, it is. It involves a lot of gutting. There's lots of stuff to tweak, right? Those 1920 homes, sometimes there's sawdust insulation. So to control, because you want to control how your home breathes. You don't want to just let it breathe on its own. You want to be able to, pre-temper some of this wonderful -30 weather that we're going to be getting. You want to be able to have that a little warmer when it comes into your house. So there's stuff. A whole home retrofit is great because the most sustainable home is the existing one, right? And sometimes that's not an option structurally or whatever. But yeah, there are great ways to add insulation, add 2 inches of insulation if you're redoing your siding, right? There's so many options of, while you're in it, let's do this.
We need to have you guys in every week and talk about a different issue with the homes, home builders hour or something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's so much to do. The homes are a lot of fun, and there's so much involved with them.
Yes, well, I know, having been a homeowner myself, so I know all about that. I'm in conversation with Cal Dueck and Josh Friesen from Dueck Builders. You can go to dueckhomes.com for more information about them and how to get into contact with them. Just one last question here. What do you guys find is the most common issue with homes here in Winnipeg? Is that a tough question, or?
That is a tough question, because there's so much difference in Winnipeg, right? You have so many different soil conditions, the typical river heights soil where your house is going up and down and shifting and cracking and yeah.
That was me. I just put my hand up there.
Yeah, there's some experience, right?
Yeah.
And then other areas don't experience that, but maybe there's higher radon levels, which is something too that's getting bigger these days. We're getting more aware of exactly how bad radon is.
Okay. Well, I want you guys look at these windows here in the studio, because that's why I keep the blinds closed most of the time, because it lets in some cold air. Gonna get some triple panes put in here next week, so we'll work on that. Thank you guys for coming in this morning. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Cal Dueck and Josh Friesen from Dueck Builders at dueckhomes.com. We were in conversation about making your current home more energy efficient, and just about how the whole home works as a system to provide you with the most comfortable environment, which can be a challenge here in Winnipeg, no doubt.